Are you a driver and wondering how you can improve your social life? Or are you thinking about getting into trucking and looking at ways to keep your social life up? Or are you just somebody who's curious about how drivers handle their business when they're on the road? If you've answered yes to any one of those, this video is for you.
Please call the medic, this beat came to me on a stretcher. In the lab, I step to the mic and feel like I'm Dexter. I'm a man, dark world, but I'm still shining like treasure. Yeah, I got joy like ha ha ha. Wait, and I can't wear smiles, that's fake. Then I'm between love and strong. Hate clock says no time for mistakes. Ring the alarm, sirens go off, but I'm calm. My life resides in his palm. Submit to my pops, respect for my mom. Honor them both, so my life will be long. Third time, get the charm of the third strike. Had to.
What's going on, drivers? How are y'all doing today? Hope everybody out there is doing great, staying safe and staying out of trouble. We're going to talk about how truckers take care of themselves today. You know, a driver or a trucker has the same needs and wants as any individual out there, right? It doesn't change. And there are ways as a trucker to take care of those needs and wants. Now, one of the probably the easiest ways and least safe ways is just to pay for it. In my own personal opinion, that's ignorant, that's stupid. I don't know why anyone would pay for it, especially in today's society. In today's society, morals are so low. Nobody has morals or integrity anymore, or I should say very few people, that is. It's in morals and integrity are at such a low point in society that paying for it's just not needed. It's not needed at all. Now, if you have to pay for it, that probably means there's something very bad wrong with you. And you might want to take care of whatever it is that's wrong with you. Be it your weight, be it that you don't shower enough, or whatever the case may be, just take care of that, because it's really not hard to get laid and not cost you a dime. Not only that, but nowadays, especially on the market of paying for that service, it's a really good chance that that's not even a woman, or not a born woman anyway. If you don't have a problem with that, that's your choice. The world of prostitution, there's a lot of women that were not born women. And there's men out there paying for it that don't have a clue. Ain't got a clue in the world. My other problem with paying for it is the more people a person is with, in my opinion, the lower their value is. So why would I pay money for someone who's with multiple people every day for money? It wouldn't make any sense. There's too many reasons why not to do that. So yes, in my opinion, paying for it is just stupid. Now, there are other ways. And as a driver, it's not hard. It's actually quite easy. It's surprisingly easy. It's almost too easy, to be honest with you. You don't have to be a Casanova. You don't have to have all the words and know how to just talk them right out of it. It really don't take that much work at all. It takes a little bit of communication, a whole lot of availability, making yourself available, and a little bit of time. You put those together and there's no problem. It's gravy. And we're going to get into that. So what are some ways that drivers take care of themselves today? Well, one is using these dating sites: Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, Plenty of Fish. There's a ton of them. Even Christian Mingle. There's a ton of these dating sites that they use. A little bit of planning ahead, knowing where you're going to stop at. You know, if you're on a trip, where are you going to stop at? If you're running dedicated or local, it's even easier. But if you're OTR, just kind of plan ahead. Where am I going to stop at tonight? So you'll look up where you're going to stop at. Let's say you're going to stop in Kansas City, Missouri. That's where you're going to end your day at. Well, you would get online, or let's say you got on Plenty of Fish. First, you'd get on Google, look up a zip code for Kansas City, Missouri. Then you go to Plenty of Fish, you go to the search option, you put in that zip code, hit search, start messaging them. Matter of fact, that's the best way to go about it, because you can talk to them hours before you ever get there. So you got a little bit of time to get to know them to get to know you, and they may be comfortable with coming to hang out by the time you get there. That works quite a bit. Y'all can exchange numbers sometime throughout the day, sit and talk on the phone. It'll help you knock some miles down and give you something to do when you get to Kansas City later on that evening. Another way to go about it is just getting out of your truck. Get out of your truck. Don't stay in your truck. Try not to park where other truckers are. Try to park somewhere. If there's a Walmart that allows parking or a shopping mall that allows parking, you're going to have your best luck if you park in those areas. And get out of your truck. Go shopping. Go get you something to eat. Don't just grab it to go and go back to your truck. Sit down in there and get something to eat. Mingle with people. Talk to people. Even if you're not a social person. I'm not a social person at all. I'm very much an introvert. But when it comes to that, well, I'll make an exception, right? Wouldn't most of us? So you sit down, you talk to the waitress a little while. You get to know her. You make her laugh. Give her some corny jokes to laugh at. You know, it leads into more and more and more. Next thing you know, you'd be surprised how often that can go about. You know, and it's those kind of things that drivers use to get laid. Now you might be saying, well, what do I do if I want a longer, deeper relationship? What about something with meaning? Not just a fly by night thing, not just someone I see when I'm in town, but what if I want to settle down? And as you get older, that becomes more important than just getting laid. You start looking to settle down more. You start looking for a partner in life, right? Most people do. That's possible too. And that's possible even using those same means. Now here's where the difference comes in. That girl you meet online and you talk her into coming to your truck within a couple hours of talking to her, is probably not someone you're going to want to keep. You know, so those types are not the types that you're probably going to keep if you're looking for something in depth. Because just as easily as you got her to your truck, somebody else can do it too. So that's probably not someone you're going to want to keep. The ones that you look at for a relationship are the ones that make you work for it. They want to get to know you. They show interest in getting to know you, but they don't want to just come to your truck. Those are the ones like you message them online and they're like, hey, you're really cool and I really want to get to know you, but I'm not coming to your truck today. You know, maybe next time you're in town or maybe in a couple months. Let's get to know each other. Y'all exchange numbers and y'all talk and you build a bond. That's the ones that you're going to want to keep. That's the ones you settle down with. Or the waitress you meet. You meet a waitress and you really kick it. Y'all hit it off. And y'all get along really well. And she's not coming back to your truck. Maybe she gets off, sits down, and she's doing her paperwork and she sits and BS's with you. And every time you come through there, you stop and you see that waitress. Well, over time, you'll build a bond. You know, and that's a potential person you can settle down with. Or other drivers, female drivers, or male drivers if you're female, or whatever your orientation is. I've known a lot of drivers that met other drivers and settled down with them. And now they team. They run teams, and one of them usually moves to where the other one lives. That works great. And that's become real common in today's trucking environment. So there's so many options out there and there's so many ways. If you're a driver right now and you're thinking, man, I wish I had a social life. I don't have a social life. There's a lot of drivers out here that think they don't have a social life. It's not impossible to have a social life. It's actually pretty easy. And actually, to be honest with you, it's easy to have a really good, healthy social life out here and broaden your horizon because you meet a lot of different people. You might meet French Canadians when you're up in the Northeast. You might meet a lot of Irish ancestry when you're up in the Northwest. You know, you get down in the Southeast and you get that Southern hospitality. You know, I mean, you get different types of people all over the country. Your options and your possibility of finding a mate, someone you're really happy with, is a whole lot broader than the person who works that 9 to 5 and never leaves their hometown or is very limited to their little area that they live in. Their numbers are a lot smaller in the amount of people they come in contact with. So they have a much smaller chance of finding the perfect person. As an OTR driver, you're everywhere. Even as a regional driver, you got a big area. You know, regional or OTR, you're everywhere. Your odds of finding someone that is compatible with you are vast. But you have to take the initiative to get out of your truck, stay clean and shower as often as you can, take care of yourself, Try to exercise. Try to get out and walk. Talk to people. Meet people. Pick up a hobby. I know a driver that's into pickleball. And everywhere he goes, when he's got time, he plays pickleball. And he's developed friendships and relationships through playing pickleball. I got another friend of mine that's into golf. Carries a set of golf clubs on his truck. And he travels around the country, and when he's got time, he goes and plays golf. And he's met all kinds of people. Not just in the way of taking care of business, but also friendships he's made all over the country from playing golf. If you're into playing pool, whatever it is you're into, shooting darts, whatever it is, you have to take the initiative to get out of your truck and go do those things. You got Uber, you can rent a car, man, you can catch a city bus, you can walk. There are a ton of different things you can do. If you're working for a company, because I hear drivers say this sometimes, oh, well, if you got time to do all that, you ain't got time to drive. I do 6 figures a year, and I do all of that. So that's BS. Either you don't know how to manage your time, you're working for the wrong company, or both. Change up what you're doing. Go to work for a better company. Learn how to manage your time. Because there's plenty of time to do all these things. I've been to Niagara Falls. I've taken the tours out there. The Grand Canyon, I've taken the tours out there. Man, I've rented cars and gone to the beach in Southern California. I've rented cars and gone down into South Florida. There's plenty of time. It ain't gonna be every day. It may not be but once a week. It may not be but once every couple weeks. But there is time if you know how to manage your time and you're working for the right company where you're making enough money that you don't have to stress yourself out. But those are choices you make, driver. There it is. It's pretty simple. If you're interested in more ways of going about doing this, I've made a couple of videos about this over the last couple of years, and I will link them in the description below. Y'all take care, stay safe. Let's keep trucking.